Last month Oregon found out their starting quarterback was returning to school for his senior season when Justin Herbert announced his decision to stay in Eugene. This month the Ducks found out about the quarterback of their defense, linebacker Troy Dye, who took to Twitter to announce that he too would be back for his senior season. pic.twitter.com/y4poundwc mock Troy Dye at TDye15DB Troy, January 10, 2019. This is another huge bit of news for Oregon as they have the makings of a top 15 team in 2019. Dye has led the team in tackles each of the past 3 seasons and just wrapped up a campaign where he had 115 stops. The rangy athlete probably could have been a day 2 pick in the draft, so his return will certainly boost the fortunes of the UO defense as they look to get back to the top of the Pac-12 standings going forward. That didn't take long. Less than 48 hours after reports first surfaced that Alabama QB Jalen Hurts had put his name into the NCAA transfer portal, the Crimson Tide starter has been spotted out and about on what can only be termed a transfer tour of official visits. The graduate transfer, who might be the most accomplished player to change schools in some time in 2019 after a 26-2 record as a starter in Tuscaloosa, was spotted by several people at Maryland on Friday evening at the Terps basketball game against Indiana. Naturally, the signal caller was checking out College Park with former Tide offensive coordinator Mike Locksley, who is now the head coach of the program. This figures to be one of several stops for Hurts, who has drawn plenty of interest over recent months as it looked increasingly likely he would transfer following Tua Tagovailoa's ascent into the starting role at Alabama. Miami, with ex-Alabama QB coach Dan Enos, Oklahoma and even Auburn have been mentioned as possible landing spots for Hurts. The exodus from Happy Valley continues. Only this time a player isn't leaving early for the NFL, but rather just a better situation. Per The Athletic's Bruce Feldman, Penn State receiver Juwan Johnson has entered his name into the NCAA transfer portal, and is exploring a departure from the Nittany Lions. Most notably as a redshirt senior, Johnson would be a grad transfer ahead of the 2019 season and would be eligible right away to play wherever. The 6'4", 225-pounder has plenty of size and speed to contribute and had over 1,100 yards receiving during his time at Penn State, though his numbers trailed off a bit from 2017 to 2018. It's worth noting that the former 4-star recruit is a New Jersey native and had an older brother that played at Rutgers. He was also recruited heavily by Mario Cristobal when he was at Alabama, and the now Oregon head coach does have a need for a big receiver after the departure of Dillon Mitchell to the NFL draft. The AAC has made a big deal about being the 6th power conference in college football, but perhaps they forgot about taking care of business on the field to remain atop the Group of 5. Because after the 2018 season, there's an old, familiar face atop the rankings. That would be the Mountain West, who, according to Stadium's Brett McMurphy, edged out the ASC as the top Group of 5 conference in the computer rankings to earn a little extra payday from the college football playoff. Mountain West finished with highest computer rankings this year among Group of 5 conferences, earning $20.4 million from its CFB playoff. AAC was next, $18.8 million, then Sun Belt, $17.2 million, CUSA, $15.6 million. McMurphy, January 11, 2019. For those trying to get a grasp on what all this means, the college football playoff system distributes revenue to all of the conferences in the FBS, and a smaller amount to FBS independents and even the FCS. This base amount varies by league and can get bumped up depending on whether a league makes the semifinals or one of the New Year's 6 bowl games and a few other factors. The Group of 5 splits a base amount too, which as McMurphy alludes to is done depending on a certain number of, and this is a BCS flashback, computer rankings. In the 2018 season, likely thanks to the overall strength of teams like Fresno State, Boise State, Utah State and others, the Mountain West edged out the American ever so slightly to earn the highest payday. This is despite the AAC getting the Group of 5 bid to the New Year's 6, which was UCF's appearance in the Fiesta Bowl against LSU. Justin Herbert's decision to return to Oregon for his senior season as having a predictable impact on the Ducks' depth chart at quarterback, namely, one starter coming back is bound to result in one backup going out. A source told the Oregonian on Friday that sophomore Braxton Burmeister has become the latest signal caller to enter his name into the transfer portal and will be looking for a new program in the fall to play out. The Southern California native held offers from fellow Pac-12 schools like Arizona, Cal and Utah coming out of high school at La Jolla Country Day and as sports starting experience, having taken over for Herbert with 5 starts in 2017. He was at the time just the second true freshman quarterback to start a game for the Ducks since 1983 according to the school, and threw for 330 yards, 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions during that same stretch. However, Herbert's return to full healthy naturally meant that reps were hard to come by and Burmeister wound up redshirting in 2018 with a nod to the future. Though he did see action in 4 games, the new redshirt rule allowed him to preserve that season.